So what to know before you go out and buy the Shure SM7B microphone. This cool microphone that you see right here that you've seen on most of the popular podcasts like Joe Rogan and a bunch of others. Number one, I would say is that it is one of the best sounding mics on the market right now. And it's been one of the best mics on the market for a long time. Of course, there are competing opinions on that, but the fact that you see this on almost every podcast is testament to how good it is. Plus, just listen to it when you hear it on all these different podcasts. It just has that real nice, buttery, natural sound. But again, what is it that you need to know about this microphone before you buy it? Well, number one, it uses an XLR cable. So if you're used to being able to plug in your microphone with just a simple USB cable, much like you can with the popular Blue Yeti microphone, you're not gonna be able to do it. You're gonna need this XLR cable, and that means you're gonna need an audio interface for your computer. So real quick, I wanna show you a couple different audio interfaces that you can use. This is the one that I use. I use the Apollo 4X. It's quite expensive. I knew I was gonna be doing a lot of this stuff, so I just decided, heck, I know this is the best one on the market. I know it gives me a lot of extra configurations, so I'm just gonna go for it. It allowed me a lot of room for expansion, and I just knew that I would have a lot of flexibility, but it is $2,300. So obviously make sure this is gonna fit your budget. Take a look at it. It's a really awesome piece of hardware. It also has zero latency. So as you talk, the audio coming into your computer has no delay behind it, which makes it a lot easier when you're doing live events or when you're hearing yourself back in your own headphones. But on the other end of the spectrum is the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. This is a really affordable piece. It also sounds really great. If you went with this, you wouldn't have any regrets. It's a very simple to install piece, and you can just install it, plug in your Shure microphone with that XLR cable right into this front panel right here, as you can see, and you'll be good to go. Now, the one thing that you're also gonna find with the Shure SM7B microphone is that it tends to be a very quiet microphone, and it tends to need quite a bit of gain in order for it to sound good when you are recording videos or when you're broadcasting live. So I recommend you get a Cloudlifter. This is a standalone piece that will magnify the gain of your microphone. And the reason why I recommend this piece in addition to your audio interface is that even your audio interface is gonna have a hard time getting the gain up to where it should be to sound really good. So this is a dedicated piece of hardware that the only function it has is to add gain to your microphone before it goes into your audio interface. What is cool about it is that it doesn't need additional power. It just uses phantom power off of your audio interface, which your audio interface will provide it. But again, this additional piece of hardware is gonna cost you $149. And so when you combine that with either the Focusrite or the universal audio interface, and then you combine that on top of the $400 that you're gonna spend for the Shure SM7B microphone, that's a pretty good investment. And when you think about the fact that you can go out and buy a Blue Yeti microphone that's about $140, somewhere around that, and it has everything that you need in order to get started, it's a sizable investment for your studio. However, it does sound amazing and it's very flexible and it will pay off over time. Now, one thing I did want to mention about the Cloudlifter is I did a video a couple of months ago about this same topic, and I got a lot of feedback from people that said that you do not need a Cloudlifter if you've got a good audio interface. That is true. So before I had a Cloudlifter, I did just run the Shure SM7B microphone into my audio interface. But what I found is that I had to turn the gain up on my audio interface really high. And especially when I was wearing headphones on a live broadcast, is that I could hear some noise distortion coming through as I turned that gain to the level I needed it to be in order for it to sound good. And so I started doing some research online, and I found out that the best answer to that was really using the Cloudlifter. The Cloudlifter is a dedicated piece of hardware. Everything in this piece is only dedicated to raising the gain on that microphone. And so all of the circuitry here is just specialized for that one purpose. It gives it a nice strong gain before it goes into your audio interface, and then you don't need to use the gain on your audio interface to get that level to where you want it to be. And I think it does lower the distortion level of that audio signal. But having said that, you do not have to have it. You can get the gain that you need without it. It just sounds a whole lot better when you have that Cloudlifter in there. So again, we just spent a bunch of time talking about what you need to know about the Shure SM7B before you go out and purchase one. And so let's talk about one other option here, because when we talked about all the different things that you're gonna need in order to make that Shure SM7B work and sound great, like the XLR cable and the audio interface, and then also possibly the Cloudlifter. Well, there is another option out there. It's called the Shure MV7. And this is a USB version of the SM7B. I have not personally used this microphone myself, but a lot of my friends have. You can see this one quite prevalently on social media as well, in podcasts. And the main benefit of this one is that it has the Shure SM7B microphone technology, but it just has a simple USB output that you can plug directly into your computer. Just like that Blue Yeti microphone that makes it so easy. You just plug it in and you're good to go. So there you go. That's everything that you need to be aware of before you go out and buy your own Shure SM7B microphone. If this was helpful for you, make sure to like and subscribe on this channel. That helps me out a lot. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Oh, and by the way, if you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter. I link to it in the top of the description and in the first comment below.